Okay, this video we're going to have two podcasty type shoutouts. The first one is going to our friend Lost for Words. It's Losfer. I always thought that was a very interesting way to spell it. I kind of love that. And then of course Words, Words. She does kind of a sort of life journey type of podcast. Very interesting. Could be beneficial depending upon what you're going through in life. Very inspirational. Check her out. Give her some love. Like and comment and share. Because supporting is important. That's number one. Number two, coming later in the video. Stay around. Welcome to the town of Cottonwood. The wood of cotton. Just kidding.
This is a tiny little town that it's irony. It's small enough that it would qualify as a minor ghost town because it's got like a population of 12. But it's also very fiercely independent of itself. They like the fact that they're still a town.
Kind of.
They have a city council, which probably makes up a majority of the people in town. But also they had an issue a couple of years back where some people who had moved into the town wanted to get rid of the township and then just become kind of a group of houses. Census designated places is what sometimes is referred to it as a CDP. Unfortunately, the people who still are in control of the town decided, no, we're going to keep our township. And so they were happy with their decision. They held an election, 100% turnout for the election, and they elected to keep the town as it is. But it's also got some really neat old buildings that we're going to go drive through. This one here is kind of cool because they have it decked out to look like the city jail. I don't know if it was ever actually the city jail, but it's kind of cute. Behind it was used to be an antique shop that now has seen better years. And then of course there's some newer things like the trailer there. There's a new house behind us on the old Highway 14 that somebody decided to build. But we're going to head into the downtown district here. It's kind of neat. Down D Street.
D Street. Turn on the Netrophonics.
See who wants to be awake.
Just to see who's awake. And maybe if I can find it. There it is.
Some of these towns also you'll see in different places. They are, some will say that they're cleaning it up. They're picking up debris piles and stuff like that, which, we saw that at Onwonka. Either somebody has passed away, they're getting ready to try to sell it. Heaven forbid somebody try to, build and construct and make new properties out of it. One of the best examples I can think of is the area by Rockerville. They sold off all these little businesses, all these houses, and now they're building like apartments down there, which I'm kind of scratching my head at. Now here's another little structure. I'm pretty sure that's an authentic structure right there. It almost looks like the hall we saw up in Grindstone. And of course the one next to it, if I remember right, is where the mayor lives.
The pink one?
Yeah. I guess when you're the mayor, you can paint your house whatever color you want to.
Even light pink.
Light pink. It's got that little guest room in the back for people who are bad. Just kidding.
There's the mill.
Yeah, grain mill, and that's kind of a standard function for every old town in South Dakota. Even Newell had grain mills and towers that they would move their product out east with. Nowadays it's just easier for the truckers to come in and get their payloads. This one here, from time to time you do see people in the windows even though they say it's abandoned.
It's abandoned. The ghosts just don't know that it's been abandoned.
Exactly. They've been working hard for years. And it's that upper window. Hi guys.
There we go.
Yeah, we hear you. Is it second shift or third shift?
3. It's a little early for third shift, I think.
Is the rail coming through again? I see they're working on the rails.
Sure. Somebody said sure.
Oh, they got the upper part up on the roof open too. Looks like there's a hawk up on top.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's walking by the window now. By the skylight. Pigeons looking inside. Anything much down here? Okay. Now the next big building we got coming up is going to be up here on the left. This was the American Legion Hall. Now they use it as kind of the community hall for the community. And they have a little sign by the door that tells you when the next date that they're going to have a meeting is, which is kind of nice. I mean, there's probably not a lot of people out here that still have the internet, so that would be one problem I would have with living as far out in the middle of nowhere is that I would have to have
data.
Contact. Yeah.
No data.
No data, no nothing.
No nothing.
No data, no mama. Sorry. Ghosts are rolling their eyes. Now, see, this is one of the things that we've had a field with. Cottonwood, 1907.
One of our little tiny signs.
Yeah, I've caught maybe 10 of these now, and South Dakota Historical Society has no idea who put them up. Some people think that it was a post office group. Some people think it was the local counties that put it up. Butte County has their own signs for historical. But I've seen these all the way over to Hasiga, up in the Black Hills, all the way out to Midland, which isn't even in Pennington County. They're in Jones. And so, if anybody knows anybody, who put these up, I would love to find out, because they're kind of a deep little historical. I've seen some ranches have them, and even some cemeteries. So it'd be nice to, get a name and a face to put this all together with. It's kind of our treasure hunt, or scavenger hunt for South Dakota. And some people will say, well, maybe it's for ghost towns. Well, this town still has people, and Midland still has a lot of people. So
Midland has a lot of people.
Yeah. And then this, like we were saying, this was the American Legion Hall. It's got a whole bunch of windows along the side. And then the 5 primary ones are all sealed up now, probably to help keep the heat in. This building here was the interesting one because we got in a discussion about it on Facebook. At one time it was the bank. Then it became a grocery store. And to this day, it is boarded up on the back side. It's got a, where there used to be a stairwell outside.
Oh, you can see more inside of it than you used to.
Yeah. Where the boards fell off the top up there.
See that? Zoom in a little bit. One thing I hate about this camera is like it doesn't zoom very well.
A couple of the bricks are falling out.
Which is why I don't use it for pictures. I see that.
But I guess the people that ran this one here wound up moving out to Wall. Or I should say Wall that way. But they, as towns, grow and shrink, businesses come and go. We're going to cut around and go up back here because it's where the old church used to be. It's one of our favorite little spots. The only sad thing is that because of probably people poking around inside it, they now have a fence around it, which is sad.
They used to have a fence around it.
And I think I found out this was their school.
Was it?
Because
No, we
it has
discussed
a
that
little
for a while.
rain loop at the front. I think I can turn here. Looks turnable. But it has it was a 2-room, which was kind of unique because they needed a room that the teacher could basically camp overnight if she had to. And of course, it's now
Private property
private
marketing.
property. Yeah. Now, for those of you who are truly creative, up this way where that car is, straight ahead, if you take a right, leads up to where their cemetery is, and we've managed to go to it once. And
It's slightly uphill.
it was quite excitable, to say the least. Now, this is the one that we would love to do.
Oh yes, I would love to get permission to go in here.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Sorry. We didn't have any wind for a while.
Let me do this. There.
And as you can see, the sun is kind of setting, so I apologize if it's in your guys' eyes. Definitely in my eyes. It's a beautiful old church. Kind of sad that it's fallen disrepair, but unfortunately those things happen.
I think the biggest problem that they would have is that it takes so much cost to fix, and nobody would come out here and do it. There's just not enough people that live here. Still, it'd be nice if they did something with it.
And there's an old house, not in use anymore. This one we think might still be in use, so I'm going to point it over here. Some people's privacy.
Here's the back side of that bank/grocery store we were talking about.
This one over here is empty.
It'd be a good one to walk around in.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be a nice one to walk around in. You gonna go down or over?
I'm going to go over.
Over that way?
Yeah.
Why that way?
Because there's a couple other buildings back here.
Ah, mostly newer ones, so I wasn't sure what you were trying to do.
So we've got little backwaters back there with an outhouse. You tell you're in the country when every house has an outhouse.
Anybody got a potty? Not me. I don't like it. Outhouse. Unless you, kid. You. Ew.
Now look at the bright side. There's no flies out right now because they're all frozen.
That's true, but still.
Still feel. Now over here you can see where they used to also have a house, and all that's left now is the foundation works.
And some garbage.
Yeah.
Somebody's pile of rubble. I will roll up my window. Two turds here.
You see where the basement walls were? It looks like maybe a stove back there. You see where the sidewalk was?
Mm-hmm.
You have to get another big hole, kind of like what we saw at Crichton.
Right.
Posted, no trespassing. Oh, duh.
We're not trespassing, just driving through.
Yep.
Then of course there's this house up here.
There's a little tiny one behind it.
Yeah, I'm trying to show the house without showing the big
First
house.
one,
There we go.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll say to go that way now.
We'll peek ourselves. Here. Are we taking roll call? Can we get names? Ages? Location?
Oh, I want to go with that second one right there.
Yes.
Who's ready for Sunday school?
Technically it's Sunday,
Technically.
but it's 3 o'clock, so the church would be over most of them.
Oh, there you go. You can take a shot of the grain silo right through the windows.
Yes, yes, you could. I'll roll this down because our window is dirty. What do you guys think? Good shot? Well, how foozy. No? Dude. That's a pretty picture.
Yeah. That was almost Russian there.
Yeah, that was weird.
One thing is...
Alright, our second shout out is going to our friends. I have to remember whose name comes first. Stacy and Sarah. They are somewhat weirdos from Michigan. Their words, not mine. One day I was roaming, checked out their channel, and their introduction is, "We are those weirdos from Michigan." And I commented back, from one weirdo to another, they commented back, and their podcast is really cool. I believe they have a radio station. Maybe it's just a podcast. I know nothing about anything, guys, but check them out. They have some cool stories. It's really fun to listen to. Great to have in the background while you're working. So check them out. Give them some love. Like, comment, comments are important, likes are important, sharing is fun. So do all of that. Have a good day.
Reading and stuff is the amount of, you follow the pattern of the immigrants who settled here. Norwegian, German, Polish, Russian, Hungarian. And it's kind of amazing, but at the same time, you look at what the countries were like back then.
Careful, babes.
Yep. And people were just looking to, have a better life. They liked what America, offered them at the time. And so, they were willing to move out here with not a lot, but, the promise of, new land. Some of these shelters like this one obviously they tried to at one time update it because they got an almost brand new window on it.
Yep, I see that.
But I read one time about what these settlers did with trying to prove their lots. They had to stay on a land for 2 years. And usually they would get maybe 20 acres. Sometimes they would try to get up to about 160. They would do ranching, they would do farming, and then what would happen is if they liked what they were doing, they would re-up. They had the control of the land. Some of their neighbors would be like, well, heck with this, we're getting hailstones, we're getting tornadoes, let's get out of here. About the 1930s, the Dust Bowl era came through. You also had grasshopper epidemics that were horrendous. But some people managed to make a go of it. This was about the size of what the homesteader shacks look like. Can you imagine trying to raise a family of 6 in there? Mom, pop, and 4 kids. My hat's off to you guys that made it work. It wasn't an easy struggle. The hopper box.
I have no idea what a hopper box is.
When you would do tilling with the cribs, you take the gravel out and you'd put it in the hopper box and it would shake out the loose gravel, and then you try to find the gold flecks.
Oh, it's for sliding.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't think I'd ever seen one in, that one was mostly intact too. That's surprising to me. But this is the happy little town of Cottonwood. So, it's about 20 miles east of Wall. So those of you who like to play tourist, it's just a little shop. I would recommend that if you did go, don't poke around in the houses. Everything's very posted. People really like their privacy out here. If you did come out, take some pictures. We do it, usually 4 or 6 times a year, just because it's a neat little town. It's a good stopover. There is no facilities, as they call it. There's no stores.
No stores.
So,
which is why when we say town, I'm just like, no, it's not.
You need pop, you'll need snacks, you'll bring it with you from Wall, or if you come from the other direction, stop and fill it. We did. That way you could snack, or you could have a good run of your supplies. But I wouldn't mind coming up here sometimes just to see one of their meetings, because I can imagine that must be one heck of a meeting. 90% of the people are on the board and the others are in the audience. So, who votes with this? Hey, sit down. But it's a neat little town. But we're going to head back to civilization. We'll next up on the trip will probably be either Quinn or Wall. We've already been to Quinn, so that was off the list. But
we could do a drive-through Quinn one of these days. We also need to do Quinn Cemetery one of these days.
Yeah, we got half of it, so we need the other.
We haven't done any of it. We've not done Quinn Cemetery this year.
I thought we got it, but half of it was windy. That was the problem why we couldn't finish it.
Well, if we do, I don't know where the video of it is, because it's not being posted. And if it's in my upcomings, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so since we only did half of it, do the whole thing on one of these days. After all, it's only 30 minutes from wrapping the Wall.
And I know it's still got a star, a green star on it, not a yellow star.
Okay.
All right, let's say goodbye.
Okay, goodbye from the bud files. Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Angel. He's not with us anymore.
Nope.
He has left.
Angel's leaned out.